Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So, I really wanted to get on here today and actually talk about COVID. We know that COVID is still very much around, it's very much present. And now they have this new thing going around, some kind of new virus that is very contagious. And it's called the Delta variant. I know that I think they're trying to even start putting like restrictions on traveling. I noticed that the news, in conjunction with like the CDC, is talking about around just in this country alone, in the United States, that there are the hot spots, the states and things that are considered hot spots, because the numbers are starting to go up and more people are starting to get infected with the virus. And it's a virus that are infecting people every day, where people are still in the hospital and having to stay in the hospital and be hospitalized for many days, and still having to be put on ventilators and all of that. And people are still losing their lives, due to this COVID. And now we have this Delta variant going around. And even though, like in the state of Illinois, I think back in June, the governor had fully opened up the state and we fully entered into phase 5, but that doesn't mean that you just go out there and put yourself in large crowds of people. You don't social distance. You don't have your mask. You're unvaccinated. We have to just make sure, and this is just my opinion, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I do believe that we just have to really work on using more wisdom and being more wise. Because just because the government's saying, oh, it's phase 5 and everything is open, that doesn't mean that COVID is over. That doesn't mean that COVID has disappeared and COVID is no longer here. So because you and I know that it's still very much present, because people are still being infected by it every day, and people are still losing their lives to this deadly virus and things of that, and we're starting to see numbers go back up again, does not mean that, okay, I don't have to wear my mask, I don't have to social distance, I can still go out in large crowds and party and do all of this and that. But you still have to practice those safety precautions, and you still have to make sure that you're keeping yourself safe and healthy, and making sure that you're also looking out for your loved ones and looking out for your family and things of that. Because sometimes, if you put yourself out there like that, and you catch COVID, and you may not know you have it, but then you go back home and you enter into your household with your family, and then now you're unaware, and now this virus is being passed around from everybody in the household. So that's what I wanted to say on today, to just please make sure that you are still wearing your mask, you are still washing your hands, using hand sanitizer, that you are still using disinfectant sprays, that you are still social distancing, and that if you haven't gotten vaccinated, that I would also highly consider getting vaccinated. And this is what I want to say about the vaccination. The vaccination, I do believe that it does not protect you 100% from getting COVID. So I don't know if a lot of people think that, oh, because I have this vaccination, I'm not going to get COVID at all. We're also seeing people who have been fully vaccinated still getting COVID. I do believe that with the vaccination and with you being fully vaccinated, that if you so happen, God forbid, that you get COVID, it's a possibility, and it's a high possibility that the symptoms of COVID, that you will not experience the seriousness of those symptoms that come with having COVID. being that you are fully vaccinated, versus being unvaccinated and then getting COVID. It's a higher possibility that it will really take a very harsh toll on your health. This is a deadly virus. We've seen, we know how when this thing first started last early spring, and how it had gotten so bad in New York that they had to bring in freezer trucks just to hold bodies, because bodies were piling up and piling up due to people just losing their lives because of COVID, and how morgues and all of that was just so overpacked and overcrowded. The hospitals and things, when this thing first started, it was really, really, really bad. So we still have to be mindful of COVID and this new Delta thing that is going on. So the vaccination, if you are fully vaccinated, that is a possibility that you will not experience like the seriousness of the symptoms if you so happen to contract COVID, versus like I previously said, that if you are unvaccinated, then it can really take a really toll and harsh toll on your body. So I just wanted to say, just please keep social distancing. Please keep wearing your mask. Please keep washing your hands. Please keep using sanitizer. Just please keep practicing those safety, guidelines and things of that. And then I also wanted to point out, because like if you go out to different places and things like that, I want to say two things about this. When I would go out to like the different stores, and they will have like signs up like, if you are fully vaccinated, it's optional for you to wear your mask. But how do you know if people are just not wearing their mask, right? But they're not fully vaccinated. So like if a store put a sign up that says, hey, it's optional for you to wear your mask if you are fully vaccinated, but you can't assume that if you go into a store that a person who's not wearing a mask is fully vaccinated, because it's a possibility that that person is not vaccinated at all, but they're not wearing a mask. So you have to be careful with that too, that even though you may be fully vaccinated, what if somebody's in the store and they're not wearing a mask? You don't want to make an assumption that they're vaccinated when it's a possibility that they're not vaccinated at all, so you have to look out for things like that too. And we can't solemnly, that means completely put our trust in a vaccination. It's a great thing. It's good that these vaccinations are available free of charge to people who are choosing to be vaccinated, but you can't say that a vaccination is going to protect you 100% from getting COVID, but then I'm also starting to see that the signs are going back up. They're going back up quicker than they were taking down with the mask thing. So now a lot of businesses and places you go out to is starting to like really enforce the mask situation, when before, when we were kind of seeing that decline thing in numbers, that a lot of places were taking down like that mask policy, due to many people getting vaccinated. But it's like the faster they took the signs down, it's like the faster they have to put the signs back up, like please wear your mask. So now we're back to wearing masks again, and I'm like, okay with wearing the mask, because I don't really know if COVID is going to go anywhere or whatever. And then this Delta variant, I think that we just have to believe, we have to use wisdom, and that we have to make sure that we're looking out for ourselves and for our families, and we're looking out for other people. So just keep, looking after you, keeping yourself safe and your family, your co-workers, those that you frequently are around, that you work with. Just make sure that you are looking after them as well, and just continue to take care of yourself and be healthy. And that's all I just wanted to say. Until next time, you take care and you be safe.